Hello, very good evening. This is Shak for the equity check. Looking at ACL trading at 115 at the moment. As promised, this is my first of the videos covering this share, which will follow with the rest of the two. I want to cover those two as well, Apla and Kcab. Now, looking at the price actions here, we are seeing starting off since 2009, price started moving, though it was at a overbought here. Gradually we're seeing a lot of indications to sell, but price was going against the indication, so it moved up, it peaked towards 107 and then started gradually coming down. So what we are seeing here was followed up with a indicator cooling off since mid 2011 June till about 1 year. So it was on a bear run till about 50. So it was around 107, almost 50%. The price corrected, so that's something thing to note. And gradually we started seeing it moving up, and they never touching the 30 level. It was on a range bound kind of, and then we saw yet again a breakout from the previous highs around 80s. We've seen here a price moving towards 180. Now what we see here is something interesting. So we have seen here the overbought indications starting since 2014, and yet the prices started moving up. Now my question would be, should we enter here or should we wait? Well, that's a difficult call, but if we analyze here, let me zoom this a bit here, bring a bit closer to have a look. Have a look here. We have the resistance line. I'm going to draw up here this line here. Okay, so this is our resistance line around 118. Price is trading around 115. Are we going to get into a position around this? Well, for me, I think we should wait a bit. Now that the price has already come closer to the resistance, so we might see some kind of a correction or a pullback. For me, it would be perfect to see or to wait until about 90 from a technical point of view. Why is that? The correction or the pullback that would take closer to the moving average around this would be a very safe entry level. Yes, we are seeing here kind of a reversal weekly candle, and we don't know, it could move up, it could break the resistance and start moving up to test around 127. So for us, if we need to assess the risk and the reward, in this case my target would be maximum around 127. So we are around 115. So we are looking for a target of around, let's say 12 bucks, 12 rupees from 115. So is it worth for us to get into a position just to get about 12 or 10 rupees? If you are a trader, you might, but then look at the risk factor here. Let's say the price touches the resistance and then starts moving down. So we don't know the current market situation, so we might we might see some pullback taking place, and then who knows, might start trading back again around 100. So you have entered around 115, and you'll be looking at around 100 again. Okay, am I going to average it or what? I mean, or shall I wait till about 90? So with the MACD pointing down and we're not seeing any kind of a reversal, it can all of a sudden turn around. So that's a call that you have to take. For me, I would rather wait for a considerable correction and then get into this position. That's about ACL. If I look, let's look Kalanick cables. That's yep, we got here. Now let's have a look how it takes the shape. Even here, this is the first time on the weekly chart we are seeing the 5-year history. Kalanick cables is on an overbought here, and it's on a kind of a correction. The only thing is about Kalanick cables is that it's the weekly candles does not indicate much liquidity. It's so it could be manipulated. All of a sudden, it's very difficult to predict on a technical point of view, because it can move up and down. So for me, it's the start of a downtrend here. Now, interestingly, can somebody see a negative divergence taking place? Okay, have a look. This is the high point here, and we are seeing a lower. Okay, so it's not on parallel. Okay, so kind of the people trying to get out now that it has moved heavily on this, and it seems to be getting out of it. The big boys slowly trying to unload onto the retailers. So for me, I think we should rather wait on this for a considerable correction, like towards say 100. That should be perfect to re-enter, because by that time we would see the indicators such as RSI cooling off towards 30. So that should be a very safe time to re-enter or to get into positions, Kalanick cables. By that time we might see MACD as well going further down to the negative areas. That should be a great buy, mainly around 100. So for me, I would still adopt a wait and watch. That's about Kalanick cables. Let us just to see the 10-year. Yes, have a look at it. Look at it's at the resistance point. So why would one want to enter, take a chance around 120 and maybe around $10 yet again? So your reward is very limited in this. So might as well we wait for around 100 and then we give a try towards 130. Then you have about 30% gain on this one. So your risk is minimized in this instance as well. So there is a negative divergence. That's something interesting on the Kalanick cable. So adapt a wait and watch. So that's much better, because we are at all-time highs. So nobody wants to enter at this and risk a future a possible a pullback towards say 38.2 on the Fibonacci. So minimum. So let us have a look. Let me lay the retracement tool here just to have a look. Yes, from the lows. Have a look. We come around 105. That's excellent. So if we can buy around 105, slightly above, people might not want to sell around 100 because expecting further downfall. So they might try to be on 105 support. So 105 should be a great buy for me. By that time we could see maybe RSI hitting that. And that's about Kcab cables. I think that's very clear. So we have ACL as well as Kcab cables for a wait and watch, okay, strategy. Accidentally came around Apla, so I thought I will cover this as well. Excellent. Similar pattern, kind of a rounding here, okay, and almost we are at the highs. Now look at the situation in the market. So are we going to expect a bull run right now? For me, it's kind of limited. Market's a bit shaky, so nobody's expecting big rallies. We don't know what can happen, but have a look here as well. We have almost kind of a divergence taking place, yet again a negative divergence, and we are seeing here. So if you want to know, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, oops, sorry. Here we go. I think the video is a bit longer, but nevertheless I just want to cover this last share here for the benefit of our members. See here, it's from a high point to a lower point, and then it's pointing down. Now we have overbought here, and we should see some correction taking place. And what should be our price to re-enter? For me, we should be looking at minimum 127.50, 125. I may not be correct, but it's much safe for us to be patient than being aggressive right now, because the market sentiments are not there for us to be overly bullish. So for me, I would rather wait for around 130 levels, because we are almost at the resistance. So always better to adapt here. Again, I would love to look at the retracement, to check the retracement here. Let's have a look. Here. We are in somewhere in the mid, and the 50% correction, excellent here again, around 130. That should be more than sufficient for us, because could be testing back again to 100. Well, nothing is predictable right now, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. Entering around a bit high and then and hitting around 200, or maybe might see a reversal around 185. So we are looking for few rupees reward. So the idea for us is to maximize our capital gain on this one. So I rather wait till about 130. So that's about the three. I think all the three counters taking similar shape and almost in the overbought. So might as well we wait for a bit cool off and then re-enter when market is quite calm. That's about it. Thank you very much. Until I see you on another video, this is Shark signing off for the Equity Check.